Control point secured. Well done.
If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up mod squad, welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, if you're already subscribed to me, then don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommended section, which in turn helps the channel grow. Interaction is a big part of what helps us in the YouTube algorithm, and the extra support is very much appreciated. So help us reach out 500 like goal that we never miss here on the channel, and share this video to help other agents. In today's video, we look at my new TU16.1 Striker Mega Tank DPS build for solo PVE. This is the 2.0 version of the build I made back in TU14, which really went down well with the community, pulling in 69,000 views. It had a ton of damage, survivability and utility, and was a run and gun build that allowed you to dominate heroic content and have a lot of fun while doing it. It also closely rivaled my Hunters 3 one-man army build, but now is no longer the case. We'll get into that shortly. Now recently the Striker's Battleground gear set got a major buff, allowing us to do a lot more damage, but sadly the version that dropped in TU16 was the phase 2 version from the PTS, which meant you lost up to 5 stacks per second once past 100 stacks, making it so very difficult to continuously keep stacks up to 200. In TU16, Striker gets its final change to Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stack lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks, 2 stacks lost per second between 50 and 100 stacks. And if you're using the chest piece, you'll gain the Press the Advantage talent, which increases max stacks from Striker's Gamble from 100 to 200. 3 stacks lost per second between 100 and 200 stacks. This change to Strikers puts it right up there in the top 2 best weapon based gear sets in the game, and for sure beats out my Hunters 3 one-man army build. The Hunters 3 build did hit harder within 15 meters, but with the new buff to Striker's damage, I don't think that's the case anymore. Now what Hunters 3 does have over Striker is more utility in the form of armor and status effect on kill, which is majorly effective and is a great help for new players. But in my opinion, what makes Striker better is the damage is quicker to gain and easier to keep. Very much like the Heartbreaker gear set, you're also not required to get kills to gain stacks or kill within a 10-second time frame to keep stacks. All you have to do with Strikers is land your shots. Striker's damage also isn't limited by a range like Hunter's Fury, allowing you to do high damage up close and at distance. The lack of utility in my opinion is made up in DPS via RPM and weapon handling, allowing SMGs to perform better at range. When it comes to Strikers, there's just a lot less requirements and restrictions to gain and keep damage. I will be using a chest piece in today's video, as it allows us to have 200 stacks and gives us more consistent damage. This build offers an insane amount of damage, survivability and utility. Just off 1 kill alone you gain 50% bonus armor on kill, 10% weapon damage on kill, 5% rate of fire on kill and 10% armor on kill. This isn't including all the crit damage on kill you can stack, helping you reach up to 225% as well as max crit chance depending on what weapon you use. At its base, this build has 1.7 million armor and fully stacked is capable of reaching well over 3 million. On top of being a mega tank, we have plenty of survivability from the 2 types of armor on kill as well as 3% armor regen. So not only do we have burst forms of healing but passive healing as well, both types helping in different situations. Now if all this isn't impressive enough, when it comes to the damage numbers when fully stacked, you're hitting 1 million plus crits to the head of NPCs and 850k plus crits to the body. So this build definitely isn't lacking in the damage department. This build is not only great for run and gun, but is also insanely good for medium range fights 20 meters plus. And as you can see, you can absolutely melt at that range with an SMG. In my opinion, the only true rival to the Striker gear set now is the Heartbreaker gear set. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. To make the most of this build guys, you'll need an aggressive playstyle to keep both damage and armor stacks active. The more you kill, the stronger you'll become. This is a perfect build for all heroic content, whether that's control points, bounties, the summit or countdown, and is a lot of fun to use. Now we have spoke a little bit about the build and I'll showcase some of what it's capable of. Let's get into a quick build breakdown. You want to use the gunner specialization. This is because it really suits the playstyle. It adds a lot of utility to the build and DPS. You have the right throwing grenade, which is going to apply a status effect. This is going to help you proc your vindictive talent if you don't have your Banshee Pulse up. Now talking about the Banshee Pulse, it is a big part of this build, especially if you want to be stacking vindictive and finisher together to add all that extra critical hit damage. This is a great skill for close combat, so definitely recommend it for a run and gun build. This specialization also makes it so that every third reload is 50% faster. The armor kit gives you 100% armor back plus 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. You generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds, party members recover 5, so not only are you gaining but your teammates as well. One of my favourite things about the gunner specialization is that the rate of fire is increased by 5% on kill for 5 seconds, so you can just continuously chain kills as it's a run and gun build and keep that extra 5% RPM active. And if you do choose to stop and sit in cover for any reason, you can gain 10% weapon handling while not moving, need to be motionless for 1 second. This is going to help you get those long range kills as well. And that is pretty much it for the specialization, guys. So with that said, let's get into the build breakdown. Start off with the primary weapon. We have the SIG MPX, 96k base damage, 978 RPM with 50 in a magazine. You'll also get a 5% RPM boost from the gunner specialization once you've killed an enemy, and you can also chain that. When it comes to the talent, we had the killer talent. Kill an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Looking at the attachments, we have 5% crit chance on the scope, 5% crit chance on a laser pointer, 5% crit chance on the suppressor, and the magazine gives us the extra 20 rounds. Moving on to our secondary, and I highly recommend using the ACS-12 when it comes to any build that stacks up, like Striker or Heartbreaker. 20 rounds in the magazine of this, so you have plenty of rounds to get your stacks. When it comes to the talent on here, we have Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and your allies within 15 meters 15% critical hit chance and 15% critical hit damage for 20 seconds. That is a nice lengthy buff. Looking at the attachments, we have 5% crit chance on the sight and 5% crit chance on the laser pointer. If you feel you're doing too much damage with this shotgun and killing enemies too fast, so you're not gaining your stacks, then switch these out for weapon handling based attachments. Onto our sidearm, and of course we have the Orbit pistol because it gives us the perfect finisher talent. This is what you're going to stack on top of your Vindictive talent. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% crit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. The attachments, 20% reload speed on the drum and 10% accuracy on the sight. Now if you don't have the Orbit, you can also use the new exotic Busy Bee pistol, which will help you easily gain another 60% weapon damage just marking 3 targets. Now moving into the gear pieces, guys, starting off with the Striker's Mask. Don't forget Striker's gives us 15% weapon handling from its 2-piece, the 3-piece gives us 15% rate of fire, and the 4-piece gives us Striker's Gamble. We have 170k armor, 10.3% critical hit damage, and 6% crit chance via a mod. Onto our Striker's chest piece, we have 15% weapon damage, 12% critical hit damage, and then 12% critical hit damage via a mod. We gain the Press the Advantage talent, which increases max stacks on Striker's Gamble from 100 to 200, 3 stacks lost per second between 100 and 200. All you have to do, guys, is keep up the aggression, and it's easy to keep the stacks up at 200, as you'll see in today's gameplay. Moving on to our holster, we have the named Picaro holster, which gives us 10% skill haste. That applies to our Banshee pulse, so we'll gain that back a little bit quicker. We have 156k armor, 12% critical hit damage, and then 15% weapon damage. Now guys, this is currently still bugged. You cannot roll the core attribute for a red. You can only have it as a blue or a yellow. If I find out when this is getting fixed, I'll let you guys know in the community tab. Moving on to our Striker's knee pads now, we have 170k armor, 11.9% critical hit damage. Our Striker's gloves, 170k armor, 11.4% critical hit damage. And then finally, we had the Memento backpack, the best exotic in the game in my opinion, and the best thing to use if you're a solo player. 15% weapon damage, 170k armor, 1 skill tier, 12% critical hit damage via a mod, and then we had the kill confirmed talent. Moving on to the skills, we have the decoy. You can choose between either the decoy or the striker drone. I personally favour the striker drone as it seems to pull more attention and it lasts a lot longer. Moving on to our second skill, and this is a big part of the build, we have the Banshee Pulse. This skill is majorly going to help us run a gun. It's also going to help us stack all that crit chance and crit damage from the Vindictive and Finisher talent. Running the Banshee Pulse with these run and gun builds is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best ways to run builds in this game. Looking at the attachments, we have 15% radius and 15% effect duration. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. Moving on to the stat sheet, not going to talk through it too much. We have 50% critical hit chance, 126.6% critical hit damage, which can go up to 225% if you stack both Vindictive and Finisher on top. This build is packed full of damage, survivability and utility, and it's just so much fun to run. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. If you haven't already, smash that like button to help us reach that 500 like goal, share the video to help other agents, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mob Squad.
captured. Good job.